Alright, welcome back everybody, and we're going to do a pot review on this pepper right here today, and this pepper is called the... Welcome back everybody, and we are going to do a pod review right down over here and see what's ready. I'm eyeballing a couple of them. I'm getting ready to do pod reviews. This is one. I want to wait for a few more of those to get to ripe. Those red ones back there, I want to wait for a few more of them, because that way when I do a pod review I could just pretty much pick most of the peppers off the plant and I'm kind of done with that one. And then the next stage from there is to just take the plant out and then get it ready. I could bring it up in the driveway at that point and just kind of let it sit there, let some of the insects get away from it. I could spray it down. I can prep it for winter time, you know, which a lot of work goes into doing that. But we got a couple varieties ready here, and I think we're going to do this one in the back. And so this one in the back is, I believe, is called this. Aji Minas Gerais, right? Gerais. Aji Minas Gerais. I'm not sure exactly how you say it, but that's the name. Correct name will be in the title and all that, the spelling. That spelling might not be right too, because I write these things down really fast, and sometimes I make mistakes on the spelling, so I just go by memory. So if I don't remember how to spell it and I'm all the way out here, well, it is what it is. So sometimes I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. So anyway, this is it right here. It's these red and orange. They basically go from like this lime green color here, then they start to get like a slight yellowish tone to it, then eventually they turn orange like that, and then eventually they turn red like that. It's a gorgeous looking pepper, and very interesting looking. And what's bringing up front, I could give you a better view of it. Sometimes you got to get the lighting right so I can see. I know a lot of times I add the images later, but a lot of times I don't have time to, too, you know. How's that? That should look nice. That's a nice, gorgeous little... I think it's a baccatum. They hang like baccatum, so I'm pretty sure that it's a baccatum variety. Oh, it's an aji. So if, yeah, generally anytime you see aji, that's usually referring to baccatum. So yeah, that's a nice one. Let's turn you around and give that a go. Alright, welcome back everybody, and we're going to do a pot review on this pepper right here today, and this pepper is called the Aji something Gerais. I forgot what it was called. Minas Gerais or something. The correct name will be in the title. I showed you earlier in the video what it said and how it said. But here it is. That's it right there. And it's a nice long baccatum, I believe, but we'll find out in a second. And we'll see what it tastes like. So let's give that a bite. Wow. It's got a very smooth, typical type of baccatum flavor. It wasn't that hot, at least on the bottom. But there is like baccatum's got like this little acidy thing going on, and it doesn't always affect your tongue, but if it whooshes around to the back of your sinuses or if it gets up in that area, it can kind of be a little annoying. And sometimes it does that. With baccatums, it does it very easily. But it's a very low burn, this thing. There's not much of a burn on this at all. In fact, I'm going to take another bite. Okay, now the heat's picking up a little. The very bottom of that pepper wasn't too hot. Now it's picking up. It's got a very nice, smooth flavor. It wasn't too tangy for a baccatum. This is the type of pepper that makes you sneeze. I just sneezed a couple of times. And it's got me sneezing. It just gets up in your sinuses, and boy, does that get you going. But it's got a very nice flavor, very smooth and delicate type of baccatum flavor. Here comes the heat. Now, the very bottom of the pepper wasn't too hot, but as I went up that pepper, whew, for a baccatum, it's starting to pick up some heat. Just so you know, generally bacatums, they're not really hot peppers. They're hot peppers, but they're not like eating chancies or anything like that. Right? They're not like habaneros. They're much lower heat. Pubescents are, if you were to ask me, you know, what's the lowest of the heat variety species of pepper, I'd say bacatums, because they're generally not that hot. Though they can get quite hot for their, you know, their type. So some bacatums can get as high as, you know, 50, 60,000 Scovilles, and that's hot for a baccatum. And the reason why I say that is because the type of heat that a baccatum is. Bacatums are very similar in a heat burn like the ricotta pepper. So ricotta peppers is a very aggressive full circle burn. When I say full circle burn, it just pretty much lights up the entire mouth very evenly. That's what ricotta peppers tend to do. They really light your whole mouth up. And right now, this burn, it's affecting the lips. It's affecting the whole end region of the tongue. Top of the back of my throat, but only really the top of it, where your tongue presses up against the back of your throat like that when you swallow. Just really that area, but very lightly. Just the lips, the end of the tongue really. Maybe slight bit under the tongue. A little bit on the gums. Mostly like the lips and the tongue, the tip and end of the tongue. That's where I feel it. But it's a very smooth, glowing type of burn. I talk about that quite often when I do reviews on the bacatums. It's a glowing type burn. It's not a aggressive, pounding, stinging type of burn like a Chianti. It's not like that at all. Very easy to eat ricotta. So if you're somebody who's like wants to get into hotter peppers and you want to work your way up, I would say getting into the bacatums is probably a good idea, because the heat can be hot, but not too hot where you can't handle it and it'll scare you off. It'll allow you to start to build up a tolerance to the pain, basically. You don't get used to the pepper, and the heat's always going to be the heat. It's just you begin to build up a tolerance. You begin to manage pain a little better, is probably the best way to say it. You know, you become more tolerant to the pain. And the pain from a baccatum in general is very mild and manageable. It's a lot more than Chiantis or even ricotta peppers. I've eaten ricotta peppers that were absolutely mouth blistering. I have eaten some really hot ricotta. But this is a good pepper, guys. I mean, it's a very productive variety. I mean, I got 2-3 dozen peppers off of that one plant, and I was growing in the corner. I put that thing outside, I'd probably get over 100 pods off of that thing. It's ridiculously productive. It's a great variety for that. So it's a good alternative if you're looking to move around away from, you know, the aji amarillos, and you kind of want to move around with some of your ajis and just try different, you know, variations of ajis. This would be a good one to give it a go. It's very productive, and you really can't go wrong. There's a lot of meat on that pepper too. You're not getting, it's not just a little pepper. This thing's got some meat on it. It's up there like with the aji amarillos, which I'm growing this year over here actually. These things, see, that's the thing too. These aji amarillos, like this one, they take a long time to ripen. I know they're high in demand. A lot of people go to buy those, but you got to remember that they take a long time to ripen. Those pods could be on there for months before they start to yellow and then turn orange. And these pretty much turned orange. I had been letting them sit on there for quite a while, you know. It's not like they just ripen now. They've been on there for a while. I just haven't had time to get there to review it, but they're a good pepper, guys. And so what would the Scovilles be on this pepper? I would say if I was to put a Scoville rating on it, it was pretty hot. I definitely put it up there over 10,000. I'd probably say maybe between 10 and 15,000 Scovilles, and that's not really that bad, to be honest with you. So really, that's it, guys. That's my pod review for whatever this was, the Minas Gerais pepper. I will leave a link in the description below where you can pick up seeds for this if you want to give it a grow. And I will also leave all the information about this pepper either in the description of this video and or on hrseeds.com where you could buy the seeds. All right, so that's it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.